Oh, the stars and the silver moon are shining. All around is the sweetness of the spring. But I'm sad and in loneliness I'm pining for the one I know I'll never see again. How I long for the day when I shall meet her, if it be where the angels sweetly sing. She is mine and the thought of her grows sweeter when it's time for the whippoorwill to sing. When I left with the thought I'd be returning soon to her with the wealth and joy I'd bring, I returned but too late and now I'm yearning. She has gone and in loneliness I sing. How I long for the day when I shall meet her, if it be where the angels sweetly sing. She is mine and the thought of her grows sweeter when it's time for the whippoorwill to sing. I remember the night she made the promise, and these words said to me great joy did bring. I'll be true and you know you'll find me waiting when it's time for the whippoorwill to sing. How I long for the day when I shall meet her, if it be where the angels sweetly sing. She is mine and the thought of her grows sweeter when it's time for the whippoorwill to sing. There was old Mr. Johnson, he had troubles of his own. He had a yaller cat that wouldn't leave his home. He tried everything to give the cat away, even gave it to the preacher and told it for to stay. But the cat came back, couldn't stay no longer. The cat came back on the very next day. The cat came back, we thought it was a goner, but the cat came back on the very next day. Now the cat had some company one night out in the yard. Someone threw a bootjack and threw it mighty hard. Caught the cat behind the ear, she thought it mighty slight, when someone threw a brick bat and knocked her out of sight. But the cat came back, she couldn't stay no longer. The cat came back on the very next day. The cat came back, we thought it was a goner, but the cat came back on the very next day. One time he gave him to a man in a balloon and told him for to give it to the man in the moon. The balloon, it busted, sure everybody said it was 7 miles away or more. They picked a man up dead, but the cat came back, couldn't stay no longer. The cat came back on the very next day. The cat came back, we thought it was a goner, but the cat came back on the very next day. Now the cat, it was a terror, and they said it was the best to give it to a feller who was going in the west. The train going around the curve hit a broken rail, not a blessed soul aboard the train was left to tell the tale. But the cat came back, she couldn't stay no longer. The cat came back on the very next day. The cat came back, we thought it was a goner, but the cat came back on the very next day. Now a man down on the corner swore to kill the cat at sight. He loaded up a musket full of nails and dynamite. He waited in the garden for the cat to come around. A half a dozen pieces of the man was all they found. But the cat came back, he couldn't stay no longer. The cat came back on the very next day. The cat came back, we thought it was a goner, but the cat came back on the very next day. underneath the willow tree. And when he comes, he'll find me sleeping, and perhaps he'll weep for me. Tomorrow was our wedding day, but now, oh God, my spirit keep. He's gone to seek another. He no longer cares for me. My heart's in sorrow, I'm in trouble, grieving for the one I love. For oh, I know I'll never see him till we meet in heaven above. They told me that he did not love me, but how could I believe them true? Until an angel whispered softly, he will prove untrue to you. So bury me beneath the willow, neath the weeping willow tree. And when he comes, he'll find me sleeping, and perhaps he'll weep for me. I love a little girl and she lives uptown. Her daddy is a butcher and her name is Brown. I'll tell you boys, I've got it sound. She's the girl for me. Her eyes are bright as diamonds, her teeth are white as pearl. I'll tell you boys, she's handsome and you'll bet she's one of the girls. Oh, she's a pretty little dear and she lives uptown. Her daddy is a butcher and her name is Brown. I'll tell you boys, I've got it sound. She's the girl for me. As I was strolling down the street, this pretty little girl I chanced to meet. And as she passed, she looked so sweet, I could not help but say, "Excuse me, miss, but you look so sweet, I could not pass you by. You've got my heart, pray take my arm, or I shall surely die." Oh, she's a pretty little girl, she lives uptown. Her daddy is a butcher and her name is Brown. Tell you boys, I've got it sound. She's the girl for me. She took my arm and away we walked. She sighed, I sighed, we chatted and talked. We reached her home and in I went, for she would not let me go. I had an introduction to her pa and ma. Her brothers and sisters were fine. Her sisters are pretty, but they can't compare with this dear little girl of mine. Oh, she's a pretty little dear, and she lives uptown. Her daddy is a butcher, and her name is Brown. I'll tell you boys, I've got it sound. She's the girl for me. We're gonna get married tomorrow night. I asked her daddy and he said all right. I feel so jolly I wanna get tight, but I know that would not do. For her daddy, he's a square old chap. He's the richest man in town. He's gonna give me a house and lot along with Betsy Brown. Oh, she's a pretty little dear and she lives uptown. Her daddy is a butcher and her name is Brown. I'll tell you boys, I've got it sound. She's the girl for me. On top of Old Smokey, all covered with snow, I lost my true lover from courting too slow. Courting is pleasure and parting is grief, but an unconstant true love is worse than a thief. A thief can but rob you and take what you have, but an unconstant true love will take you to your grave. The grave will decay you and turn you to dust. There ain't one girl out of 20 that a poor boy can trust. They'll hug you and kiss you till they get your heart warm. Then as soon as your back's turned, they'll laugh you to gone. It's a raining, it's a hailing, the moon gives no light. Your horses can't travel this dark, lonesome night. Go put up your horses and feed them some hay. Come sit you down by me as long as you stay. My horses ain't hungry, they won't eat your hay. So farewell, my little darling, I'll feed on my way. I'll ride on to Georgie and write you my mind. My mind is to marry and leave you behind. Your parents are against me, mine are the same. If I'm down on your book, love, please rub off my name. Now I can love little, or I can love long. I can love an old sweetheart till a new one comes along. I can hug, I can kiss them and prove to them kind. I can turn my back on them and also my mind. I go up on Old Smokey on the mountain so high, where the wild birds and the turtle doves can hear my sad cry. 'Twas yesterday, thought I'd take a bath in the water, a bath I hadn't had for a year or so. For this bath I did not wish to pay a quarter, so to the brook I went, for it was low. I hung my clothes upon an apple tree there, and then I got into an awful fix, for an old maid came and sat right down beside them, and there she sat from 9 o'clock till 6, in the shade of the old apple tree. I was in water about up to my knee. I had to stoop down while she was around, so only my face she could see. Mosquitoes were stinging my nose, mud turtles were biting my toes. I had to stay there all day until she went away from the shade of the old apple tree. 'Twas yesterday that Matilda and I got married. Now you can bet I was a happy groom. But last night my love for her was quickly vanished, 'cause parts of her was strung all over our room. Her false teeth and glass eye were on the mantel, upon a nail she hung her hank of hair. But the thing that almost broke my heart with sorrow, her wooden leg was lying on a chair. 'Twas a limb from the old apple tree, and it brought back sad memories to me. As a kid out of school, with my knife I would fool, I would carve up most everything I'd see. How well I remember the day when down by that tree I did play. I carved there my name, and there it was plain on her limb from the old apple tree. You ask what makes this darky weep, why he, like others, am not gay. What makes the tears flow down his cheeks from early morn till close of day? My story, dark as you shall hear, for in my memory fresh it dwells. 'Twill cause you all to drop a tear o'er the grave Kitty Wells. I never shall forget the day that we together roamed the dells. I kissed her cheeks and named the day that I would marry Kitty Wells. But death came to my cabin door and took from me my joy and pride. And when I found she was no more, I laid my banjo down and cried. Oh, the small birds were singing in the morning, and the myrtle and the ivy were in bloom, and the sun o'er the hilltops was dawning. It was then we laid her in the tomb. I sometimes wish that I were dead and laid beside her in the tomb. Then sorrow that bows down my head is silent in the midnight gloom. The springtime has no charm for me, though flowers are blooming in the dale. For that bright form I do not see, 'tis the form of my sweet Kitty Wells. The lightning express from the depot so grand had just started on its way, when most of the passengers who were aboard seemed to be happy and gay. A little boy sat in a seat by himself. He was reading a letter he had, and 'twas plain to be seen by the tears in his eyes that the contents of it made him sad. A stern old conductor then started to take a ticket from everyone there, and reaching the side of the boy at last, he gruffly demanded his fare. I haven't got any ticket, but I'll pay you back someday. The best friend that I have in this world is waiting for me in pain. She's expected to die any moment and may not live through the day. I want to tell Mother goodbye, he said, before God takes her away. A little girl sitting close by, none to blame, said, if you put that boy off, it's a shame. Then taking his hat, a collection she made, and soon paid his way on the train. I'm much obliged, miss, for your kindness to me. You're welcome, said she, never fear. And as the conductor would pass through the train, these words seemed to ring in his ears. Please, Mr. Conductor, don't put me off your train. The best friend that I have in this world is waiting for me in pain. She's expected to die any moment and may not live through the day. I want to tell Mother goodbye, he said, before God takes her away. You may boast if you like of your bacon and beans. You may talk of roast turkey and game. You may sing loud the praises of Boston baked beans. They all may be just what they claim. Roast beef and plum pudding may answer for some. Oysters in a stew or a fry, I relish them all, but my greatest delight is a big piece of gooseberry pie. Oh, how I love gooseberry pie, says I'll sing of its praise till I die. Since the time of the flood, there's been nothing so good, so luscious as gooseberry pie. It was my favorite luncheon while toddling around, a youngster of 3 years or more. How I sniffed up the fragrance that often arose through the cracks in the old oven door, as my teeth gently pressed through the lovely brown crust, and the contents it holds is set free. It sends through my frame such a thrill of delight. It's as luscious can be. I now have grown older and I love it still more, and shall till the day that I die. For dinner or supper there's nothing so good as a big piece of gooseberry pie. There's a girl who has taken a fancy to me, I can tell by the glance of her eye. But the girl that I marry must first understand how to bake a good gooseberry pie. The time was in June, and the bees hummed a tune, and the perfume of rose filled the air, when just o'er the way sat a baby one day, all alone, and no one seemed to care. But one passer-by stopped and looked with a sigh at the tears in the eyes swollen red. Then close to her breast the young darling she pressed, and tenderly to her she said, won't you come over to my house? Won't you come over and play? I have some playthings, a dolly or two, and I live in a house across the way. I'll give you candy and sweet things, I'll put your hair in a curl. Won't you come over to my house and play like you're my little girl? Perhaps you don't know that not long ago these toys I am giving to you were my little girls, yes, my own little pearls, with eyes just like yours, large and blue. But one night I found that an angel came down and took her way up to the skies. Now don't stay away, but come over each day, or you'll make your new mama cry. Won't you come over to my house? Won't you come over and play? I have some playthings, a dolly or two, and I live in a house across the way. I'll give you candy and sweet things, I'll put your hair in a curl. Won't you come over to my house and play like you're my little girl? I've a darling little brother. He's a image of his mother, and he talks just like his father, and like me he stutters too. What a pity that he stutters. He stammers and he mutters. All the people close their shutters when they see him passing by. I've a darling little cousin. She's got sisters by the dozen, and they keep their tongues a-buzzing, 'cause like me they stutter too. You should have seen my sister's feller when he kissed her. You'd have thought that he'd had really raised a blister. 'Cause he went smack and then he missed her. 'Cause like me, he stutters too. Well, you should have seen my sister when she got married. You'd have thought she would have tarried. She was just 3 weeks in getting married. 'Cause the parson stuttered too. What a pity that he stutters. He stammers and he mutters. All the people close their shutters when they see him passing by. Sitting alone in an old rocking chair, I saw an old mother with silvery hair. She seemed so neglected by those who should care, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. Her hands were calloused and wrinkled and old. A life of hard work was the story they told. And I thought of angels as I saw her there, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. Bless her old heart, do you think she'd complain? Though life has been bitter, she'd live it again and carry the cross that is more than her share, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. It wouldn't take much to gladden her heart, just some small remembrance on somebody's part. A letter would brighten her empty life there, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. I know some youngsters in an orphan's home who'd think they owned heaven if she were their own. They'd never be willing to let her sit there, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. I look at her and I think what a shame. The ones who forgot her, she loved just the same. And I think of angels as I see her there, rocking alone in an old rocking chair.